people who are a little bit younger than me, and even some of my friends, they don't even have a subscription to like TV anymore. They get everything from Amazon and Netflix and Hulu and all of that.
iTunes.
They get everything like in a different way, and they don't have they don't have a landline phone. They only have cell phones. And I'm still like, we didn't have a personal computer in my house until I was a junior in high school. Like when I wrote papers in middle school and in freshman and sophomore year, I typed them on an old school typewriter. And the only reason we got a computer was because we couldn't find the parts to fix the typewriter anymore. So I still have hold on to some of those old-fashioned modes of technology, but we're slowly moving away from that, and it's
absolutely. And before you guys followed my super ADD lead, I was starting to talk about working for Hollywood Video back in the day, because now, when I first started with them, it was over 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I remember when Elf came out on video, and I remember because there was such a big hype about it, because it took a year for it to come out on DVD, because they waited until Christmas to release it again.
Wow.
Meanwhile, you have Frozen, which came out, I remember Frozen, I don't know if you guys heard it, so there's this Disney movie, it's called Frozen. Mm-hmm. It's a little obscure.
Yeah.
But
not
if you guys have, if you haven't heard about it, just type it in Google. There's this kind of popular song called "Let It Go," and it's a fun movie. It came out right around Thanksgiving time, mm-hmm. and it's definitely not a Christmas movie because the movie actually itself takes place in like June or July, or it's summertime.
Yeah.
And that's what the whole thing is about. It's summertime, and they're all of a sudden stuck in this winter wonderland because of this snow queen. And it's really interesting because that came out in November, and it was on DVD in March, I want to say.
Yeah.
I think it was beginning of middle of March that it came out on DVD. So it's interesting to see how even something like that changes, where you have a holiday movie that comes out and it's very specifically a Christmas movie like Elf, and how with Elf they actually waited a whole year to release it on DVD.
And Elf, what year did Elf come out? Because I have to make a confession.
I think it was 2002 or 2003.
Okay, because that is, every time I talk movies, especially with Cranky T-Rex, I have a list of movies that he says I should see, and every time we talk, the list gets longer and it doesn't get shorter. Like I add 3 movies, maybe see 1. And Elf is one of the movies I have not seen Elf, and I feel
it is incredibly family friendly. You can watch it with the kids and the husband.
Is it going to be one of those movies that they want to watch 8 million times? Because I don't have Frozen on DVD precisely because I want to preserve my sanity.
They would definitely want to watch it. They would definitely want to watch Elf every Christmas season.
Well, Christmas season I can do. It's like you watch A Christmas Story, or you watch Die Hard, or you watch It's a Wonderful Life. I can do that. But there's the SpongeBob Christmas special that they're playing on TV now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every time I hear the theme song, I want to stab myself in the ears with knives, so I just don't have to hear Who Lives in a Pineapple Under the Sea anymore. They know all the songs. They know every line of dialogue. They watch it over and over and over again to the point where it's just like, stop! It's not that funny. You've seen it a million times. What is the draw here? But, oop. You still with me?
Yeah.
Okay. I just Skype went real quiet, and I was afraid we were going to get the Skype dots of death there for a second. But so far, knock on wood, we're about 50 minutes into the show, and I haven't lost it yet. So hang in there for 10 more minutes, Skype. So
I think it's funny that Rachel brought up Frozen. There's a local radio station here that they start playing Christmas music I don't know. It seems like in September, but.
God.
Well, I'm exaggerating a little bit,
but it seems like it.
Yeah, it does. And they go nonstop, wall to wall Christmas music, and they don't even play good Christmas music. It's like the crap, But they're actually asking, call in and let us know if we should be playing Frozen music or Let It Go.
Oh man.
I looked at my wife. I was like, "Are you serious? Did they really ask that?" I mean, I'm like, "No way, no, don't. That has nothing to do with Christmas." It's like,
No,
seriously.
that is the F you all song. I'm gonna do what I want. And there's a great parody of it that I'll try to remember to send you on Twitter. Where
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've heard it.
No, but, and I get that, and you mentioned the Christmas music thing. Yeah, there's a local radio station here that, I won't name who they are, but I did intern for them back when I was in college. And one year, they started playing Christmas music. I think it was on Halloween. Like, it was on Halloween or November 1st. But it was so early, and they got such bad backlash that they stopped doing that whole, like, marathon thing, and now you can get the Christmas music if you go online and listen to a certain feed on their webpage. And then, like, obviously when Christmas comes, they'll play some music, but there was enough of a backlash that they kind of stopped that. And there's only, on local radio, off the top of my head, 1 or 2 stations that I can think of that are playing actual Christmas music now. But, because I am a purist, and I know your thing about the release of Die Hard is why you don't consider it a Christmas movie, but for me, the Christmas season doesn't start until the Friday after Thanksgiving, and it ends with the Epiphany, which is January 6th.
6th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my tree goes up the Friday after Thanksgiving, and it's a fake tree, so it can stay up through January 6th.
Yes.
Sometimes longer depending on my schedule, but that's sort of the Christmas season. That's when you play the music, and that's when you start pulling out the Christmas music, because I know for some people it's a really hard time of year, and I gotta be honest with you, 2014 kind of sucked. We've had some deaths in the family and some issues, and, we just had a friend pass away far too young from skin cancer, and I want to celebrate this and make this a special time of year, not just for us, like us, me, and the adults, but for my kids, and just say this is Christmas, and this is what Christmas is, and we have these traditions, because those traditions were like the things that I loved so much about being a kid, was like going by my aunt and uncle for Christmas Eve, and going to the church program, and getting the stupid bag with the peanuts in it that we never ate because they were peanuts and we were 7 years old, and the candy cane and all of that stuff, and the traditions are just so important, and enjoying that.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why kind of what we're taking, kind of getting like a downer tone here, but that's why I wanted to do this and talk about sort of those traditions and have some fun with this, because if you don't have fun and everything is politics and sadness all the time, I can understand why people are depressed and why they hate the holidays, because it just gets overwhelming. And, here we are, the show, we're pre-recording it, but it's going to be, the way the schedule worked, it's going to be the New Year's Eve show, and so when people are listening to this, they're an hour or two, depending on where they are, a little bit more away from ringing in 2015, and that always, for me, I know it's kind of cliche, but that's sort of the start of fresh, and everybody makes those resolutions, and we go forward from there, and hoping that a new year will bring good news and good things, because 2014 has been kind of rough, and I kind of feel like, to bring it back to the topic we originally started talking about, John McClane at the end there, when he's kind of he's out of the building and he's with his wife, and he's met Al for the first time face to face. They've only been talking on the radios now. And
right.
The guy who kind of saved his life, that's kind of how I feel. I'm like, we're done with all the crap that happened this year, and let's go on and have something good happen, The winter will be, we're kind of winter just technically starts on the 22nd, but, we're getting over that hump of winter, and I hate the cold, so I don't know why I stay in Wisconsin, but that's, that's what we've got going on here, so, we talked about the movie, and is there any way, are you always going to be hung up on the fact that because it was released in July, it's not a Christmas movie, or have we swayed you a little bit tonight, Tyler?
Well, okay, here's the deal. Okay. All right, so that day on Twitter, I was living dangerously, okay? So because I was picking a fight with Rachel, who had the most intimidating Abby of anyone on Twitter. And I was also picking the fight with Tar Heel Crystal. You know how that can go? It can go bad.
I'm about to pick a fight with her in just a couple hours here.
Yeah, you guys are going to be on. You'll be on the episode coming up.
This is what I told her, and she's on the pro Christmas movie she says Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And I told her, I said, okay, if you ask H3, which is her youngest daughter, so you ask her, and if she says it is, then I'll switch.
Okay, and?
But there was she filmed it. It was a Vine. She has a Vine, and it's proof. And she filmed little H3, and she asked her if Die Hard was a Christmas movie, and she said no. So she's on my side.
So she's on your side. H3 is on your side.
H3's on my side, so I can't switch.
You can't switch because of H3. Well, I suppose...
Because H3 is like the cutest Twitter kid that I've seen on Twitter, so...
Oh,
she,
yeah, they are adorable, and I love Crystal. She's one of the people I'd love to meet in real life, but...
And she said, nope, it's not. It's hilarious. You have to look up that Vine.
I will look up the Vine, and now that you mentioned it, I will make sure that it's in the show post, because if she's that adorable, and she is, we have to make sure that she gets her moment in the sun in the great Die Hard debate, because that's awesome. That's great. That is
Absolutely.
So cute. Absolutely. Well, we are coming up to the end of the program. We got about 3 or 4 minutes left, according to my watch here. So I want to take a minute, and briefly, we're going to be on the New Year's Eve show. So do you have any plans for the New Year's? What are you looking forward to in the New Year's? Take a minute and tell us kind of if you have resolutions and you want to share them, what your hope for 2015 is, just something completely random about you. Let's end on a high note, as this is the last program of 2014, and I want to end up high. So we'll start with you, Rachel. You got about a minute.
At this point, I will have gone home to New Jersey to surprise my mother. So I may or may not be alive, because she just might kill me after I surprise her. So keep an eye on Twitter for me. See if I'm around by then. But I definitely think I need to focus on family a lot. My mother's been very ill, and we're hoping this isn't the last holiday we have with her, and I most certainly hope it's not. But if it is, I don't think it'll sway me with with how I view the holidays. Because it's about family, and family always continues to grow and change, whether it's blood relatives or friends, because we all have so many friends that are family to us. So no matter how much hurt and heartache you deal with, it's always good to focus on the positives, and those are the people that are still in your lives. So exactly. I think that's my goal, is to focus on the good in the family.
Excellent. Well, and I will certainly keep you and your mom and your family in my prayers, and I will watch Twitter to make sure everything goes well when you go back to New Jersey, and have a wonderful New Year. And I'll see you on the Twitters, and we'll talk to you more in 2015. Tyler, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, what Rachel was talking about, just focusing on family. We got a wife, 2 kids, and they're we're pretty blessed, or I should say I'm blessed to have them. And it's so easy. When I'd say the 3 of us, and probably everybody that's listening to this, we pay attention to the news a lot, and we pay attention to what's going on, and it's so easy to get down, and we see all the things that are going on. It's just I think focusing on what we have, what completes our own life, I think is what we need to do, and that's what I'm going to keep doing.
Excellent. Well, Happy New Year to you as well, and thank you both for being on the program. Where can we, actually, before we say where we can find you, I will say what I am looking forward to in 2015. I don't have any plans for New Year's when we're recording this. That may change, so check the Twitters and we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's focusing on the family. My eldest will be making his first communion in the spring, which makes me feel really old, because I can't believe that he's going to be 8 in March, and just hoping that the new year brings a new job opportunity, not only for my husband but for me. I'm looking to getting into the teaching field, not only because it's what I want to do, but because the schedule of the traditional teaching year will give me more time with my kids, which has become more and more important to me now that they're getting older, and they need my time and my attention more than I need to be at work 52 weeks out of the year. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to in 2015, and hoping that I get to spend time with my family and enjoy the things that we have, because we are, even in the midst of all the bad things that are going on in the world, really incredibly blessed. And I do think that even though things look dark, and the more you pay attention to the